what I'm going to talk about today, I'm going to go into showing you guys some things that happened since Friday. Mr. Waller, I might need you to verify some of this because he picked me up. You know, I love when I fly somewhere and the leaders are the next string of leaders are always excited to go out with me to prospect because I love prospecting because that is the lifeblood of our business. Now, remember when I was doing those 8,000 apps a month, guess what I was doing? I was out there prospecting every day. And trust me, I'm sorry, I got away from that. But 2020, end of this year and all next year, I'm going back to showing you the 5 things I'm talking about. Number 1, getting 1 to 3 names a day. So write this down. If you haven't got it, come we'll teach and preach it all next year. Because this is what got me in the big numbers, okay? And I'm gonna give it to you, but if you don't do it, you know, what can I say? So number 1, go get 3 leads every day. Every day. Now, the problem was, well, most of us we're too blessed. And we got the comfort of our home. We're lazy. I get it. Okay, 3 leads only for those who want to get there into the big money. Okay. Next, number 2, send out at least 1 to 3 videos every single day. Now, everything we're going to teach on is going to be in these 5 categories all next year. So this is what got me to where I got to point where I was number 2 in my first company and did very well. And send out 1 to 3 videos every day. Number 3, follow up. We've all heard Jim Rohn talk about the money is the follow up. I'm not teaching something you don't know, but the key, are you doing it? Not knowing it, it's just, are you doing it? Okay. And once you follow up, you sign them up. You sign them up. You know, a 4-step process when I talk about sign up. First, they got to, number 1, see the information. Okay, you got to see the people. See the people, get their number, send them the information, see the people, show the information. And once they see it, you show it to them. It's number 3 step. You shock them. You shock the people. Wait, let me start again. First of all, send the information, see the people, shock the people, and step number 4 is you sign the people, because it's really that simple. When they see this, it's nothing like it. Now, after follow up, sign them up, you get them qualified. You qualify them on the spot in the first 24 hours. Why? We have to make a success story out of that new person, a success story. Now, why do you talk about that, Mr. Thomas? Because I know for a fact, if that person doesn't come off with a fast start making money, they tend to lose their focus. And now that, watch this. I'm gonna give you 2 scenarios, and I guarantee this happens every time. When you got a new person up in the business and they go talk to somebody they know, this is what their friends say. They're looking at them. Watch their scenario number 1. Here's the question: how much money you made? And here's what the new IBO says. Well, I've been in there a week or 2. I haven't got but a couple customers. I haven't got a check yet. Here's what happens: their friends going, it doesn't work, because they judge it. Look at that word prejudice. Slice and half means pre-what? Judge. Prejudge. We prejudge people, place, and things all the time. Now, same scenario, but now watch, because you help them get qualified. Watch this. Watch the story change. Watch this. How much money you made? Well, I've been in like 4 or 5 days. I already got qualified. I got a check coming. Matter of fact, I got 2 checks coming. Here's what happens. When that guest friend looked at them again, here's what they look at. They won't never say it to your face, but they look up and down like they're going, shoot, if you can do this, I'm going to kill it. Because people tend to judge it by their friends. Trust me, they judge it by their friends. Listen, I've been doing this 30 years now, but I'm telling you from experience. All right, so next step, qualify them, number 4, and part of that qualification is train them on how to do what you just did. What? Send out a video, step number 1. Get 3 leads a day, send out a couple videos, follow. It's the same step, folks. Nothing here changes. It's not sexy, but it works. And step 5 is get them to an event, either a weekly training, weekly event, get them to the international and the regional trainings we do, and this repeat and rinse, those 5 steps. That's all you have to do to accomplish the goals you want in 2023. I'm going back to what got me over 8,000 apps a month. Now, if you got a better formula, you can outperform 8,000 apps in 1 month. Tell me, I need to know it. Because this is what I did when I was doing, Miss Kathleen, when I was going all in. This is that formula that I used. I went back to my basic roots, okay? So with that said, with those 5 basic roots, that's it. Now, and I always tell people, and thank you all, because some of you text Ms. Thomas, how many people do you follow? I only have 3 mentors. I listen to them. I listen to a lot of people, but I follow what they've done because they're where I want to go. Write this down. Never follow somebody who's not gone where you want to go. How can they tell you to get there? They can't. Okay, just common sense. All right, there we go. Perfect. Now, I want to go into my landing in Fresno, California on Friday. I left out here after the conference call was over. I was jacked up sideways. I was just full of energy. I got off the plane and I just, let's go. We went to a mall. I said, Mr. Waller picked me up. He was all excited, jacked up, picked me up. He go, where do you want to go first? I said, where is the nearest mall? Okay. We went, so first, Mr. Bree Clemens, we put the pictures up. So I was 4 for 4 on signing and getting names and numbers. Remember, I said, go get 3. I got 4. Now, the lady to the left that you see, she was at Macy's. I walked into Macy's and we started talking and I was laughing with her. I said, lady, ma'am, how are you doing? Great day, blah, blah, blah. And I said, man, how long you worked here? And she told me, notice I'm just a little conversation. And I said, I'm looking for some cologne. And she showed me something. I said, look, this smells great. We got to talk. And I said, you deserve better. Now watch this. Watch my question. Write that down. You deserve better. I have never heard a person say no to that. Come on, folks. It's so simple. See, recruiting is so simple. We just freak out when we go out. Adrian. No, it's real simple. You deserve better. How long you worked here? Oh, all these years. I worked 6 days a week. I have three boys, and she told me, show me a picture of the boys. And I said, you know what? I have a lady. Watch this. Listen up. Here's a clip. Here we go. I have a lady you need to meet. Write that down. I have a what? A lady you need to meet. Because she's a woman. I don't want her to think I'm trying to talk to her. And I said, hold on, let me call her right now. You need to know, watch this. You need to know Ms. Rose Guerrero King. You need to know, you need to know, you need to know, you need to know Ms. Rose Guerrero King. Let me call her right now. And I called her right then and there. And she didn't answer because we got another lead from Ms. King. I'll come to that in a minute. And I text Miss King. I said, I think she's Middle Eastern. She's 27. By the way, the lady turned out to be 40. And I have somebody you to meet. Call me back, please. So about 5 or 6 minutes, my phone rang and Miss King was on the phone. And I said, listen, I got you to meet blah, blah, blah. And I passed the phone to her. And these two ladies fell in love with each other. That was a lead. That was a lead. I always, when I'm out of town, I always pass the lead to the local person. Even when I'm in town, I pass the lead to my IBOs. I never take them myself. Okay. Now, so that was one. The lady to the right. Okay, so I figured I'm going to start a new tradition. My last meeting in Fresno for the year, I'm going to stop by and bring some very expensive, well, let's say this, very rare. Matter of fact, even on the bottle, it said very rare. It had to go, matter of fact, they had to unlock it out of the casing. It's so rare. And I walked in, I was on the phone, and this lady to the right, I said, no, ma'am, you're next. I said, Shivery is not dead. Shivery's not dead. She heard me say that to another lady. She walked over and said, oh my God, a gentleman. Oh my God. Oh my God. I said, yes, ma'am, we got to talking. She works for the city for 25 or 27 years. She's struggling financially. She says she takes care of mom. I said, you know what? Today is your lucky day. And that's what I said to her. Here's one of my favorite lines that I use, and I get 100% with this line. Some of y'all still won't write it down. You think they'll get it through osmosis, but here it goes. For those that want to know, you want to get your income up, write it down. Today, I know you've been praying the how long prayer. I say that to everybody. They all do. You've been praying that how long prayer, haven't you? She goes, yes, I have. I said, today your prayer has been answered. Her whole face changed. I said, hold on. I got a lady. Well, here we go. Going right back to my script. I got a lady you need to know. You got to meet her. Hold on. Her name is Miss Rose Guerrero King. Called her up, passed her the phone. She got my phone in her hand. And while I was doing that, I told Mr. Waller, take a snapshot. Matter of fact, these snapshots are done by BK Waller. He's on the phone. He was my guy with me. He saw me do four people, 4 yeses, 4 names and numbers. That was number 2. Y'all with me? So she's on the phone, on my phone, talking to Miss Rose Guerrero King, Semper Time. I'm trying to explain to you guys, this is not that freaking hard to do. The other morning, I got 3 names and numbers before I got on a conference call on Tuesday morning at 8:30. That was Wednesday, because we had Shaquille Cooper. Because of a flat tire, I got 3 numbers before 8:30 in the morning. How do you not get number? What's wrong with you? You can do this, folks. All right, next picture, sir. Now, let's go through these. I want you guys to see how to do this. So the same store, the lady to the left was inside, and she had to get the key to unlock it up so I get this very special, very rare cognac. And she came in. I said, God, you're so beautiful. I love your smile. She was, I said, I love your laughter. Come here, give me a hug. By the way, how long you worked here? Oh, I've only been here 3 months. I said, you know what? You're too smart and intelligent to be working here. She goes, yeah, I know. I said, you know what? I want you to write your name and number down. And I came, Mr. BK Wallace, come here, get her number. And I want you to show her what we did. So that was number 3 number. Now, the lady to the right was number 4. I was walking in the store outside, walking in, and Mr. Wall and I were talking. And I said, everybody, watch this. I said, everybody has been praying the how long prayer. Everybody hates what they do. Everybody's been praying to God for something better, a miracle or a breakthrough. Everybody has. They all have. Deep down in their inner sanctum of their spirit and their soul, they've all been praying for something better. You're the one, when you say that to them, they know that you're connected to the higher calling, and they open and they start crying sometimes. This lady was coming out, so I said, ma'am, I'm taking a survey. Watch this, I'm taking a survey. Yes, ma'am, I'm taking a survey. I was just telling my friend right here, Mr. Waller, that everybody deep down inside are praying a how long prayer and asking for a blessing or to change. She goes, you're absolutely right. I said, what do you do if you don't mind me asking? I open up, I think it was Pete's Coffee, some kind of coffee place. Oh, Dutch Brothers. I'm the manager of the Dutch Brothers Coffees, a couple of spots here in town, and blah, blah, blah. The management over there. I go, my God, you're amazing. And I know, watch this. I know they're not paying you what you're worth. She goes, how did you know that? And I said, you know what? I need to get your number and show you something. Give Mr. Waller your number. He's going to send you some information. She goes, okay. Right on the spot, coming out of the store. Ladies and gentlemen, that is 4 names and numbers. Let me tell you, 4 names and numbers in less than 30 minutes. Let me say it again. Write it down. 4 names and numbers in 30 minutes. How in the blankety blank you go all day long, you can't get nobody. You're not trying. It's not that difficult. I don't even live in Fresno. Oh my God. Listen, I do this in any town I go into. Whether it's South Carolina, you saw me do South Carolina a couple of weeks ago. Whether it's on the West Coast and Fresno, I don't care where I go. Everybody, write this down. Everybody's my friend, your friend. Everybody's your friend. Write this down. Everybody your friend. You just haven't met him yet. You got to show yourself friendly, first of all. Some of y'all need to smile. It's okay. The war's almost over. Now, it's not that difficult. Now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to open the phone lines up for about 4 or 5 questions. I'm going to close it back down, and I'm going to move on to something else I'm going to show you. I just really want to show you how this happened this weekend. I mean, I do this every day, all day long. It's no big deal, guys. No big deal. Any questions on what I showed you so far? Any questions? Come on. Any questions? See, this is going to lead me to get me 8,000 apps again. If I get everybody, watch it. If everybody in your team did what I did, got 3 or 4 a day, 5 or 6 days a week. Let me ask you guys a question. Everybody on your team did this. What would your check look like in 30 days? No, actually 2 weeks. What would it look like in 30 days? What would your check look like in 60 days by February? By March, it'd have a big old comma in it, a couple of numbers in front of the comma. But it all starts with you getting out of your comfort zone. Anybody have any questions on what I've just showed you? And this is so basic. This is kindergarten stuff, folks. But it's like the Red Sea and the Dead Sea. The Red Sea is study moving. In other words, I'm studying getting names and numbers in my funnel versus the Dead Sea is dead because there's nothing moving. And some of y'all, you're dead because nothing's moving your team because you're not moving it. Any questions? Anybody have any questions about how I process? Anybody, come on, any questions before I move on? Because I don't want this to be the thing that stops you from moving forward with getting comma checks every week. I don't want this. I want you guys to understand it all starts back. I'm going back to basics. All I'm teaching and preaching all year long. Okay? Nobody else got any questions? And don't shy back. What is your best way to follow up approach? Mr. Waller, follow up. First of all, when I send the video out, I tell a person, it's only a few, write this down. It's only a few minutes long. How long? A few. A few could be 3, 10, 20. Well, it's only a few. Look at it and call me back after you look at it. I'll wait for your call in 10 minutes. They don't call in 10 minutes, you call them. And then I lead off with, what did you like the most? On a positive. Well, I like the idea of residual. Me too. I like the idea of feeding kids. Me too. Whatever they say, it's always what? Me too. Now I bonded with that person. Man, I can't wait to get you started. We're going to do this together. Are you ready? Real quick, are you ready? Look, we don't know what to say because we start. No, less is better. Well, I can't do it right now. We'll do it next week. What day next week? You know, on Friday night, Miss Evelyn Phibbs had two guys there. One guy helped her carry her bags out to a car. He brought a friend, which is a brother. I think his brother came with him. And they both got so excited, young guys, about 19 and 20. And I said, you know, when are you guys get started? Guy says, I'll be next week. And I said, what about you? He says, give me a week after him. I'll get started. It's great. We already got a follow-up date. It's so simple. Why are we so scared to ask for the order? See, people are waiting you to ask them, but you're still scared to ask them. So ask them. Great, let's get you started. They'll tell you no, or I got some questions, or it'll have to take a couple of days, whatever. But ask the question, when are you ready to get started? You ready to get started? Wow. Gotcha. So that's how we do that. Well, I got some questions. Let's get your questions answered. Hey, okay, well, listen, let me get on a phone call with my regional director, Mr. Chris King and Ms. Rose Guerrero. Wow. Wow. We had a young lady there that came Friday night. She already signed up, Mr. B.K. Wallace's sister, who's very influential. Trust me, I had some time to spend with her. Very influential. She got started. She didn't get qualified because she didn't understand everything. But after Friday night and spending some time with her, she understood explicitly what to do now. And I said, look, you're blessed because Miss King here and Ms. Rose Guerrero, okay, she is the expert in getting in the trenches with understanding the information as far as customers. I am the more guy to show the big picture. So between the two of us, you got greatness happening right here to help you build. She said, I got my next 3 apps. She's gonna put all 3 of her businesses in, because she understood the program now. So understand, once people understand what they got, they're in, but you have to slow down and let them understand that, okay? So here again, these 4 ladies are just, I gave Miss Rose Guerrero the ladies, Mr. Waller got the lady here in the left, and you know, it's just easy to pass the phone to someone else. Pass it to the upper line. Hey, I got somebody I need you to know. I got somebody you need to meet. Wow. Wow. How many of y'all on the call today? Is it 61, 62 of you? If y'all did this and got 3 leads a day, would you realize what your business would look like next week? Wow. Wow. Yeah. Not that difficult. Not that difficult. Not that difficult. Now, one of the things that we always hear about the Kings and Miss Evelyn Phibbs and Miss Luana Pinedo getting together and they're doing the tamales every year. I took some snapshot because you guys hear things, but we need to take more snapshot of people we're prospecting. Every time I go out prospecting, I always try to take snapshot. And I always ask me, hey, listen, can I take a snapshot of you? Because I want to tell people about the great person I met. I never had people say, no, that's why I don't want a snapshot. They love it. People love to be exposed, but you got to tell, hey, look, I want to make a story out of you. Hey, I want to show everybody in the world about who you are. Man, and I go out. So watch this. This week, I just get a name and number, take a snapshot of the person. It's not that difficult, folks. Now, what you're going to learn about that is, I can't tell you, but you're going to learn a lot. Now, I want to show something else. I want to show you that the King's house, once we got done, they turned the Saturday morning before we went to go have breakfast, they turned their house into a tamale factory. So with that, sir, will you flip the next pictures? Now, Miss Rose Guerrero King was in there preparing tamales. Watch this. They do this once a year. I'm giving you guys some game. Once a year, they do this for their customers. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. King or Miss Rose Guerrero King, would you take your phone off mute and maybe tell me, people, how many personal customers you have? I know we celebrated them at the 300 mark, but now you understand why. Watch this, tamales. Look, there she is to the left in the second picture, getting them ready, getting the hulls ready. Flip it again, so the next set of pictures.
13.
There we go. And the King's on there right now. Will you guys talk a little bit about tell everybody how many customer points you have in the different positions, and talk about the tamales you're doing.
Can you hear me, boss?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
All right. We're looking at 313 customer points.
313. Everybody write that down. 313. And you wonder why. Every year how many years you guys have been doing this, sir?
Too many. I'm sorry, 10.
10 years.
Tamales in it, yeah, 10 years.
Wow. How long does it take you guys? How many tamales you guys put together? How long does it take you?
Yeah, pretty much all day.
Yeah.
And we did 400 tamales, and we're going to do another batch of the same size next month.
Wow. Now, you do the 400 for December for your customers. Why are you doing 400 next month in January? Tell everybody about that.
The rest of our customers.
Wow. And how does your customers feel about you guys have about customer retention? Just think about their customer retention rate, the residual check. Tell me how your customers feel when they receive these. Tell us a little. Give us a couple stories.
It's kind of funny because people will call me and, hey, Mr. King, and how things going? And I'm not calling because of tamales. And I'm like, whatever, you're calling because of tamales. But yeah, they're excited. And they'll ask questions. Hey, we still doing tamales this year? I'm like, absolutely.
So how do you get those out? How do you get the tamales out to that's 800 people, 800 tamales? How do you get them out? Or do people call you? Your customers call you every year? What? Tell us about that.
So what we'll do is, the kingpin of the operation has a young man that she makes go out and deliver them.
Wow.
So what I'll do is I'll just basically, because we know who we're delivering to, is I'll just map it out. I'll just take off in the morning and bop, 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 bop.
So what am I asking? Do you call them, say, I'll be by your house sometime today, or just pop up?
No, we messages, so they're expecting him that day.
There you go. That's what I'm getting at. So you got like a delivery route going to tamales. Now, folks, can you imagine the retention rate on the residuals he's making by doing this once a year? Do you realize his customers won't ever leave him? I don't care what AT&T, I don't care what Verizon, I don't care what Sprint does, I don't care what anybody do. I don't care if the mob came and took one of their kids, they're not leaving the King's domain of being a customer. Can you see why they have such a large amount of customer and the retention rate? They invest back into their customer base. Let me say that one more time. They invest back in their customer base. Go ahead, Mr. King. Say a few more words, sir.
So what makes it nice is this connection also every year, regardless of what service they have, gives us the ability to talk. How's the service going? Are you using, if it's ID Seal, are you using the app? You seeing what benefit that is? Because that really shows the benefit of ID Seal. That's what we got. I can't remember how many ID Seals, 30 maybe. And so it gives you the ability to get in their wheelhouse, find out, check on them, see how the service is going, if they need anything with anything else. And Chris will be bringing tamales by today, sometime this afternoon. So we get to ask about everything too. So update them.
You know, what Mr. King has said, not only is he dropping the tamales off, make sure the service is great. Hey, by the way, did you need TV service? Hey, by the way, you need cell phone service. See, this leads to more customers, folks, because the loyalty, I think the AC's got a loyalty thing. This is loyal. He goes and asks them, and I'm sure he picks up other customers along the way. We had a call the other day just for the leaders in Fresno. Miss King couldn't get on because she was signing another customer up. I said, oh, she's forgiven. That's what this business is all about, is customer retention. Are you guys catching this? So ask yourself this, leaders, what could you possibly do this year or maybe starting next year for your customer base to retention, get your services up to over 313 personal customer points? Man, I mean, Miss Luana Pinedo is part of this. Miss Evelyn Phibbs a part of it. She does cookies. They do tamales. I'm telling you guys, this is the gangster stuff right here. And it doesn't take that much. Write this down. Write this down. To think, there you go, Darryl Ransom. To think is to create, and to create is to think. All they decided to do 10 years ago is how could we retain our customer? One thought, now here we are 10 years later, that's a decade later, they're still doing more and more, and by next year it might be 1,200 to 1,500. But the blessing is their customer base will probably be over 800 personal customer points at that point. But I just want to show you, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. So some of you folks, you need to take snapshots. Quit doing all these snapshots and posting about your food you eat. Nobody gives a rat's back end about that stuff. Show stuff about your business. Your business. your business. And that's why I took snapshots, and I took a couple, and I asked Mr. King, hey, I know I'm leaving, but send me some more. I took a couple myself. I say, look, hey, send some more, because I want to show people how to build this business with a strong, listen to me, residual income check. Folks, I'm telling you. So if I looked at what I'm going to be preaching and teaching next year, what are they doing right here? They are what? Step number 4. They're training everybody in the team how to do what? Tamales. They're training everybody how to give back. Remember, that would fall into training. Step number 4, qualify them and train them. And then what they're doing, they're giving back. So that's step number 4. They're doing it in a big way. And they're doing it for the next couple of days. I love it. I love it. Thank you, Mr. King, for sharing. Is Miss Rose Guerrero there to say hello? Is she busy?
She is working. Can you say something, babe?
Just say hi or wave.
I don't know where she is.
All right. No problem, sir. Thank you. Thank you for all you guys do. Thank you, sir.
Hey, Mr. Thomas?
Yes, sir.
You know what also, and I didn't say it, but when Rose mentioned it when she was in the room earlier, was when you're calling them and checking on them and telling them you got tamales coming, is, hey, Mr. Thomas, do you know anybody else who might need, cheaper energy? Or so it gives you the ability to ask for referral also every year.
Wow. So do you think the referrals they get are signing up? Because it's just like the words going out. When I was in real estate, I've always signed up people's houses up and I said, who do you know? And that's what who do you know? Who else you know? Do you realize people would sign up for free tamales? but they're extending their category, they're extending their reach, not just to the people they deliver to, but who else you know? Who else you know want to save money? Who else wants tamales? Who else could we get? I am telling you guys, just when I used to do this, and I used to go door knocking, I used to go down to the 99-cent store, buy $1 bag of candy, give it out to the kids, and they would refer me to all other kids who have people that have phones in the neighborhood. Folks, look, you guys got to start thinking outside the freaking box. This is not hard to go build residual income in our business. You're just not thinking. Anyway, I just want to thank you. So thank you, Mr. King. Thank you for sharing that. Folks, I want to wrap this call up by something that happened about 6 months ago. Some of you may have forgotten that I want to show you that you may have forgotten. This is not that difficult. You're just not doing it. You're sitting at home fat and happy or happy, let me say that, excuse me, and you're not going out. It's cold. Put a jacket on. It's raining. Get an umbrella. But go out into the highways and byways. Now, I want to show you something else. Look at this, and I want you guys to take a snapshot. This lady is sitting. Okay, these are newly put on. This a few months ago. Regional coordinator, Miss Elizabeth Dixon. I showed this 6 months ago, but I want to bring it to your remembrance. She is 93 years young, a whippersnapper. How does that make you feel at your age? And she's out there killing it with this business, and you're sitting at home talking about, well, she has over 200 personal points. She's 96 years young. That's right. 90. Look at her. How does that make you feel? Does that make you like, what does that, what's your excuse? She's 96 years young with 200 customer points. She did it in a short period of time. I want to show you, take a snapshot of her. Look at her, make her your screenshot, you kick you out of the bed, make you go do something. I want to show you the next snapshot. This is so funny. This is so funny to me. Oh my God. 96-year-old with 200 points. You're sitting there with 12. I'm a leader. Next picture, sir. I take a snapshot. This is funny to me. Now, I want to show you something. Residual highlight. 3 ladies under 2 years in AC, and that was one of them, by the way. Watch this. Click it again, sir. A total of 6,500 energy accounts. The first lady, her residual is $5,500 a month. Stop it right there. Don't click it again. I want them to marinate on this. $5,500 month after month after month after month after month after year after year after decade, as Mr. King has been doing it for a decade after decade. That's 500 points. She's 500 points from RVP. I think she actually hit it a couple of days ago, but I just want to stop. I just want to show you something 6 months ago. See, I just want to give it to you. Next hit again, Mr. Clemens. I'm sorry. The second lady, her residual income, listen up, Mr. Brian Baker loves this, $4,500. She's 500 points from RVP. And we're talking about some month. What would you do at $4,500 a month? Huh? And wait, remember they only been in less than 2 years. Let it sink in. 5,500. Man, Mr. Thomas, I could pay my house note, yeah, and my car note, yeah. I could put some money away and buy some gold and silver, Man, I could put a little fund away for the kids, Oh my God, Mr. Thomas, Mr. Thomas, In less than 2 years, Mr. Thomas, yeah, and they're all senior citizens. Yeah. Click it again, sir. One more click. Lady number 3, her residual check is only $3,800 a month. Only 30. Miss Thomas, $3,800. Man, I could pay my rent. I could get a new car. I could pay off some bills with that every month. I could be debt free in less than 6 months. Pay off my debts. Oh my God. Just by going out and doing step 1, which is what, Mr. Thomas, what is step 1, everybody? Getting 3 names and numbers every single day, 5 or 6 days a week. Sending out 1 to 3 videos every day. Now think about the videos. No more DVDs, no more magazines. You can sit in the comfort of your home in your pajamas. Send a video halfway across the world. This blows my mind. In the old days, we had to lug a whiteboard around, magazines, DVDs, pay for them, send them to people. They didn't care. They didn't see it. We had to spend extra money out of our pockets. Now you just take your phone, take the Tony Cooper's video and hit send. Woo! All the way around the world to Germany. And you're still in the comfort of your home. And you mean to tell me you can't send out 3 a day? Lady number 3, her residual check is $3,800 month after month. Look at Sherry on month after month. What would y'all do with $3,800 coming to the door on top of whatever you got coming in now? Oh, and by the way, you're probably not working your job. $3,800. Let's see if I got that here. Month after month after month after month after month. $3,800, Mr. Thomas. Man, I could leave that old job. Man, that manager, I can't stand him. He got bad breath, crooked teeth. Man, I could get out of here. I could make a prison break. Man, I can imagine that could be me. Yes, it can be you in 2023. But watch this, Miss Deborah, it starts today. Don't wait till January. It starts today. Draw a line in the sand and make a decision. Make a what? A decision. Just like the Kings did 10 years ago, they made a decision to do tamales. And I guarantee you they did still a little bit, Mr. Durant, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. Now they're up to how many? 400 today and then 400 again next month. Can you imagine where 2023, a year from today, how many they will be making? Folks, I just want to give you guys an insight of what you really need to do, because everything I'm going to teach and preach is all about basic stuff. We all can do it. 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 We all can go get 3 names and numbers a day. We all could. But why don't we? Why don't we? And the more you do it, the more you get out your comfort zone. And the more you get out your comfort zone, the more you learn. Now, I just showed you me on Friday, and I'm coming to Fresno. I just showed you 4. I was 4 for 4 on Friday before I even got to the meeting that night. And then after the meeting was over that night, we all went outside, told everybody to bring their jacket and don't be in a rush to leave because we had a powwow. We went out to the fire pit. We lit the fire pit up. We had some nice reserve, very expensive, very exclusive cognac called, it was called Entrepreneur, by the way. Yeah, no, Tycoon, excuse me. Tycoon cognac, Tycoon, that's what it's called. Yeah, for tycoons only. It's only for tycoons. And brought some Cuban cigar. We sat out there, we enjoyed each other's company. And a lot of people never had Cubans or well, just something to have fun with. Just to let you know, guys, there's so much more we could have if we go out there and really get after it. Now, I'm going to end this call on this. Next year, write this down. Next year, I've already given it to you once. I'm going to give it to you again. Much is given, much is required. The theme is Luke 12:48, because some of you are going to get left behind. I'm saying in a loving way. Those that don't go get their 3 names and numbers, and then the ones that do it, as they start prospering, you're going to wonder what happened. Well, they just did what I gave them. And this is what I got me to get me where I wanted to go when I started my career in network marketing. And it's kind of hard to comprehend 8,000 IPOs a month coming in. No, it isn't. But that was a formula that happened for me, that worked for me. And I'm giving it to you. The question is, what are you going to do today? Today is the 12th of the month. What are you going to do? Are you going to make a decision to join us? Are you going to make a decision just to do like you've been doing in 2022? Because you can't bring it into 2023.